Hi there. Welcome to Safety Heavyweights. On this channel, we're going to discuss the safety profession. I'm Doug Neubauer. I've been in the safety profession for over 15 years in a variety of industries, from healthcare to emergency services to construction. And I don't know it all. One of the questions I get asked a lot when I'm doing a field inspection is, well, hey, how do I get into safety? Now, like a lot of things, it's the tone that get asked the question. There are some snarky ones and smart alecks out there, hey, how do I get into safety? Because y'all don't do anything except walk around and take notes and write us up. I only write you up if you're doing something wrong that's against policy and procedure or against the safety regulations. I want you to go home at the end of the day. Now, for those that actually have a legitimate concern or a legitimate interest in becoming a safety professional, well, it's a loaded question. What do I mean by that? Safety profession technically is very broad in nature because it depends on where you're at, what type of industry you're working in, who you're working for, and everything in between. It's not just memorizing OSHA regulations. It's not just general industry and construction industry with OSHA. If you're working in mining, you're going to have to deal with MSHA, Mine Safety and Health Administration. If you're dealing with the Army Corps of Engineers, they got a whole set of regulations themselves. The military has its own regulations. There's other professional associations like NFPA, ANSI, as well as ASME, and we'll cover those later on in future episodes. But the safety profession is very broad. You can go from entry type level positions, and that could be somebody that's serving as a fire watch for steel workers that are erecting steel structures, and they're there with a fire extinguisher making sure nothing catches on fire. That's still a safety level position, entry level position. And it goes all the way up to the executive level, vice president level, corporate C-suite level, whatever you want to call it. So on this channel, what I hope to, in the 15 years that I've worked in it, I've accumulated quite a contact list, whether it's on social media or in my own personal life. There are those that people that have been my mentors, and I'd like to introduce you to them. And the unique thing about safety, you put 7,500 safety professionals in one room, and you ask them to tell their story, they're all going to be different, and I'm talking drastically different at times. Some of us may have some similar backgrounds, but in essence, how they got into safety profession can vary. Some actively pursued it, some of them fell into it. It's a relatively young profession by basically going off the OSHA Act of 1970, when that eventually formed up the Occupational Safety and Health Administration under the Department of Labor. So we're only looking at a little over a 50-year-old occupation. Here's another way to put it. If I want to be a plumber, an electrician, a teacher, a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, to get to those career paths, there are generalized career paths to follow to attain those career professions. Now, they may vary in terms of where you go to school and how you get your training, but the ultimate is there are pathways to follow. Safety, we may think there's a pathway, but there technically isn't, because it all depends, again, on what are you working in types of industry, where are you working in types of where part of the world, what part of the country, who you're working for. Does your own company have very strict standards and are setting the precedents? All these things come into play with the safety profession. And guess what? I don't know it all. I have a lot of certifications. I have college degrees. None of them are in safety, by the way. But it doesn't mean that I'm not capable of further learning. If you're going to be a safety professional, one of the key things is you always have to be learning. You have to want to learn more. That's what's going to keep you driven and keep you motivating and keep you going. Some days is the humdrum of just walking around, looking at things and doing observations and reporting it. Some days, unfortunately, you have to do an incident investigation. More importantly, for an incident investigation, you're going to do a root cause analysis so you can figure out what went wrong and try to prevent it going down the road. And there's all other sorts of things that happen. You'll end up doing a little bit of teaching at times and training. It may be a toolbox talk at the beginning of a work shift on a construction site to a monthly topic distribution amongst the corporate network. So this is why I formed the channel, because I want to bring other safety professionals in and interview them and let them share their journey and their story, because every one of them is different. Now here's a disclaimer. Following what we've done as professionals isn't going to guarantee you getting a safety professional position. It's going to cost you time. It may cost you some finances in terms of investing in yourself for various types of training. And we'll go over some of the education and training and certifications that are available that are in the safety profession. You're not required to get them all, but there are ones that have higher weight and may carry heavier weight, and some of them are better recognized than others. So join us on that journey, and welcome aboard to Safety Heavyweights. I'm Doug Neubauer.